Hi everyone, so this is my episode of Fatto in Casa for D&G as part of their amorphous scientific research that they're doing in partnership with Humanities University. And incredible project and an incredible cause. So, not quite made at home, but almost, because in this time for me I've been turning to a huge amount of poetry. So I wanted to read you all a poem from my favourite poetry book, which is The Poetry Pharmacy. And in here it has conditions, and he's written a prescription for that condition, and then the medicine is the poem itself. So I'm going to read you the condition for romantic dilemmas, because if you're feeling isolated in this time, I think that love crops up, doesn't it? So this is for that. And I'm going to read you the prescription, and then I'm going to read you the poem. When it comes to love, there's a fine line between bravery and recklessness. And once we've been through the pain of mistaking one for the other, it's easy to become overcautious. What we want is not necessarily what we would like to want, or what is wise. I'm sure we've all at one time or another felt that paralysis that comes when we try to talk ourselves out of following our hearts. This conflict between head and heart can feel as if we're being torn in two. And sometimes, in truth, we'd be best advised to shrug our shoulders and say to ourselves, it is what it is. There is something about this poem that is not just liberating, but also wonderfully forgiving. What it shows us with such directness and charm is that it doesn't matter which side of the line we fall on. Ultimately, love may be an impossible, foolish, or ludicrous endeavour. It may end up in pain or calamity, but we need not judge ourselves for taking that risk. Reckless though it may be, love commands us to follow it, and there is no recognising it or rationalising it away. We simply need to gather our courage and obey. The modern world has a propensity to make us doubt our instincts. We learn to anticipate problems before they arise, and so drive ourselves mad with what could be. Sometimes what ought to be the easiest decisions are made fraught by this mania of self-doubt. But trite though it may sound, it is also true that love conquers all. It is the most important thing in the world. It will always lead us in the right direction in the end, because it leads us towards itself. After all, it simply is what it is. And so the poem, What It Is, by Eric Fried. It is madness, says reason. It is what it is, says love. It is unhappiness, says calculation. It is nothing but pain, says fear. It has no future, says insight. It is what it is, says love. It's ridiculous, says pride. It's foolish, says caution. It's impossible, says experience. It is what it is, says love. So that's it. My poem of love for Italy and for this wonderful project. So thanks, D&G. That is my Fatto in Casa.